in addition to whatever SEO you're doing, you're doing it wrong. And you're probably seeing your traffic dip. If you're not on social media, if you're not creating multimedia videos, I don't tell people to start a podcast, but it is a way to get extra content out there if it is good content. Unfortunately, if it's ZipRecruiter's podcast, it's not good content.
Noise.
Hide your kids. Lock the doors. You're listening to HR's most dangerous podcast. Chad Sowash and Joel Cheeseman are here to punch the recruiting industry right where it hurts. Complete with breaking news, brash opinion, and loads of snark. Buckle up, boys and girls. It's time for the Chad and Cheese Podcast.
Oh, yeah. Never trust a big butt and a smile. What's up, boys and girls? This is the Chad and Cheese Podcast. I'm your co-host, Joel. I love the smell of napalm in the morning, Cheeseman.
Oh, and this is Chad. Talk to me like I'm a 12-year-old. So wash.
And on this episode of HR's most dangerous podcast, LinkedIn finds its funny bone, Google for Jobs finds its profit motive, and white-collar workers better just find another line of work. Let's do this.
At Shaker Recruitment Marketing, our comprehensive services include branding, talent attraction, MarTech, and analytics, empowering you to achieve your recruitment marketing goals. We believe in doing things the right way, delivering the right message through the right activation, achieving the right conversion. For us, business is deeply personal. Our legacy is built on relationships. Together with our people, clients, and partners, we've been shaping the world of talent for over 70 years.
What's up, Chad? You settling into Europe?
Yeah, and just the two of us, just the two of us
reunited, and it feels so good. Peaches and
cream, baby.
Herb.
Oh, Herb. I'm sorry.
Peaches and Herb.
Yep. Peaches and Herb.
Peaches and cream was you and Julie last night.
That's how we go together.
That's you and Julie last night is the peaches and cream.
Yeah. I miss her already.
So,
yes.
Banter. We got Olympics. We got people passing away. We got what else? What do you want to talk about?
I gotta say, it's very sad seeing a guy like James Van Der Beek die. Young, and he did. But when you die with in and around James Duvall and Jesse Jackson, it's just like. That's a great group, right? So they did put a positive spin on it. Okay. Yep. Hollywood stars, Duvall and Van Der Beek. And then this magnet, this Jesse Jackson ran for president twice, for goodness sakes. It's just hate to see great people leave this earth. Although James Van Der Beek, he stepped up on this level, on this one.
Were you a Dawson's Creek fan, Chad? I have a hard time seeing you sitting down with a bowl of popcorn and watching Dawson's Creek.
I did not watch Dawson's Creek.
How about Friday Night Lights? Was that something that?
I did not watch
movie,
it religiously.
Right,
yes, I did watch the movie. Yes, I couldn't get into the whole episodic thing. And there was, back then. Kids, you might not believe this, but back then TV, we didn't have on demand. So you couldn't just watch it when you wanted. You actually had to watch it when it came out.
Premeditated. Yes. You had to do that, which you and I talked about the Olympics, Winter Olympics. Yeah. Portugal apparently doesn't have anybody participating because they have no medals. Maybe they are. They're there drinking, I guess. But
the Portuguese are good at many things. But when it comes to the Olympics and or sport, generally, it is what we call the European football. And for a country of 10 million people who are ranked well above a country that is 340 million, being the U.S. in soccer, you got to be disciplined and you got to pick your sport. Not to mention it's not the most let's say, lavish country, right? It's not a very rich country. So playing a game like soccer is much easier than trying to buy pads for football or golf clubs or a toboggan.
I'm guessing there's no skiing anywhere in Portugal. There's
there
no
is.
like fake snow. Is there really?
Yeah, there really is. Yeah, there is up in the inner belt, I guess you could say.
Inner belt.
There's because there's so much elevation. But yeah, there definitely snow.
Who knew? Well, the U.S. is doing really well in medal count. I think they're up there. And by the time we record this and it's published, there will be a new women's hockey gold medalist team, which will either be Canada or the U.S. So we'll be watching that at our house on opposite sides of the living room, probably on that one. But that's good. Favorite Robert Duvall movie or role?
That's going to be a hard one.
Godfather, Apocalypse Now.
Yeah, Apocalypse Now is great. Don't get me wrong. Godfather. I mean, being the consigliere. I mean, that's definitely what he's known as. But it's really hard to come down to a single movie for a guy. It's like Al Pacino, right? Yeah. I mean, it's like what movie? It's like there's not one. He's so good in so many movies. I love the guy. He was so amazing. He reminds me of kind of like Gene Hackman, who was in so much in a certain time frame, like in the 80s. Yeah. So many good movies. It's like you just can't pick one. It's amazing.
Yeah. When I was in 1984, I think I was in 6th grade, 5th grade. Anyway, we had an assignment. There was a presidential election. And our assignment was to cut out newspaper articles. Remember those kids? Cut out newspaper articles, put them in a sort of a book of sort of chronicling the election. Yeah. And Jesse Jackson was a prime figure in that election. So anyway, I was thinking about some quotes that he had, and I wanted to leave this banter on one of Jesse's quotes in 1984. He said, "Please do." As a candidate, he said, "Quote: Our mission to feed the hungry, to clothe the naked, to house the homeless, to teach the illiterate, to provide jobs for the jobless, and to choose the human race over the nuclear race." I thought that was an appropriate, solid quote from Jesse Jackson.
And still good for today. Still good for today.
Yeah. Nuclear's taken on a whole different role.
Because we have not achieved any of those.
Yes. 40 years later, we're still working on all of that stuff. Gang. Yes. All of that
Is
stuff.
It time for shout outs?
Here at the Chad G's podcast, one thing that we love is obviously you watching, but also like and subscribe.
Yes. All right, I'm going to go first on shout outs. This is an odd one. You're probably familiar with Kalshi, Polymarket. Yes. This isn't a commentary on betting and the values of or the the not so valuables of. So Kalshi is interesting. If you don't know, you bet on things that aren't necessarily sports. You can vote on sports or bet on sports, but also, when will the Supreme Court give a verdict on tariffs, or who will the Democratic nominee be in 2026? Like you can bet all these things societally, culturally, politically, and business wise, you can bet on things. And I was shocked to find out that our industry is represented on Kalshi, Deal and Rippling specifically. So interestingly, Deal at the time of this recording is the number 2 most likely to IPO this year after OpenAI. Rippling is down a ways at a 17% chance. Rippling, or a Deal right now, is a 44% chance. Interesting. We've talked about that on the prediction show. So we'll see if it finally comes true. According to the markets, it will. The other one is, will Rippling win its lawsuit against Deal?
It's a very good one.
Right now, that is at a 60% chance of yes, they will win their lawsuit against the shit show that is the lawsuit with Rippling. So I thought that was interesting. Shout out to Kalshi and the markets, and especially Deal, the gift that keeps on giving, even in the betting markets.
feel like we're in the seventh ring of hell when we start talking about fucking those markets. My shout out a little different, but because here at the Chad and Cheese podcast, we go deep, right? Not just the tip. We go
Not
deep.
just the tip, people.
That's right. That's right. Seriously, we wanted to go deeper into better understanding the different legal aspects of the Eightfold lawsuit. So we invited Rachel Dempsey, the Associate Director of Torch Justice, onto the show this week. Go ahead and play that footage.
Let's go.
This case sort of applies to all users and deals with the right to both to privacy and to transparency, to understanding sort of how your data is being used. And so just based on Eightfold's public information, eventually I think we will hopefully get insight into sort of, private information, be able to test that in discovery. But right now we just have access to its public information. But there's a lot of public information they've put out there about that, about their product. And based on the public information, I think there's two potential issues, both of which would violate the Fair Credit Reporting Act.
That's a teaser, kids.
Quickly.
That's a teaser. Shout out to Rachel and her team over at Torch Justice, who are fighting for the people, the little people, little guy, class action, and also helping us understand, at least the industry understand better how these new AI platforms should be treating candidates, their data, and the transparency around all of it. And you can check that full episode out, which is entitled Unfolding the Eightfold Lawsuit. That was a great title, Cheeseman. Wherever you get your podcast, check it out.
Such a tease. Such a tease.
You're teasing me.
Yes, that's what we do.
I got another shout out that came to me while that was playing.
Okay.
I love a good poll, Chad. And nothing like a LinkedIn poll. Anyway, I had a poll question last week.
Jesus.
The jobs numbers came out from the government, which were quite contrasted to the private numbers like ADP and the jobs report, et cetera. Yeah. And I just wanted to know, do you believe the January numbers? About 400 people replied. 80% don't believe the numbers. So even if they're real or not, the perception out there is that it's all bullshit, and that's a bad road to be on when the world's professionals don't believe what the government is telling them.
Yeah, it is. Well, and it's also interesting that this administration is the one who said everything was rigged. And then we're looking at them and going, it feels like you're doing a good amount of the rigging.
Yeah. I mean, when you recalculate it to 800,000, I think that was the recalculation.
Give me a fucking break.
It's just messed up. What is true in the numbers, Chad, is the number of free stuff that we give out. Let's hear about that.
It's me, Stephen McGrath. I'm here to tell you all about how you can grab some free stuff from chadcheese.com. Now, you might be wondering why I'm sitting here topless. And the answer is really simple. Because I've not grabbed my free t-shirt from Erin app at chadcheese.com yet. Let me fix that. Right, that's better. So I'm sporting a slightly vintage model here, but of course there are new and updated designs every year. And those are super soft, breathable, and some might even say huggable. Now, what else can you get? Of course, you can get some craft beer. It's not just any regular rubbish beer. That's craft beer brought to you by the data geeks at Aspen Tech Labs. And if you're not into beer too much, then 2 seconds. I'm just going to get
knock
that.
At the door.
It's the Catholics.
Then you can always go for chicken cock, baby. That's right. Not one, but 2 bottles of chicken cock from the lovely people at Proven Base. Now, you're not going to get any of this stuff unless you go to chadcheese.com/free and get yours today.
The forward slash. I mean, I love he went for it on the forward slash.
He forgot to mention that our t-shirts look great in a kilt. That's the next video. I want to see him stand up and see what's going on underneath.
I'm not sure I want to see him
table.
stand up because we might see too much. Real quick, we got some travel, kids. We got some travel. And just in case you forget, travel is sponsored by our friends.
Events! Where are we going, boys?
Travel is sponsored by our friends over at Shaker Recruitment Marketing. If you're tired of agencies just slap a logo on things that call it employer brand. Take a little field trip over to shaker.com. They actually know recruitment, marketing, beyond buzzwords, mixing brand, talent attraction, MarTech, and real insights into something that works. So March 24th through the 26th, I'm going to be at Hertfordshire. I don't know if that's how you say it. I'm new to this European thing. This European thing. If you're American, the way that it's spelled and the way that we would say it is Hertfordshire, England. Yeah, it's north of London and between Cambridge and Oxford, which it just feels like that's my place. The kids that bring us RecFest, they are introducing the Resourcing Leaders Exchange, which is the RLX. It's something new. What is the RLX, you might ask? Well, that's a good question. It's a fully hosted 2-day retreat for senior TA leaders. No vendor pitches, no expo halls, no wasted time pretending a stress ball is innovation, kids. Just smart people, real strategy, peer insights, and practical takeaways with actual time to think and explore solutions, and maybe over a whiskey, an Irish whiskey, or smooth scotch with your buddy Chad. You're buying, by the way. If you're one of those high level recruiting leaders and you'd like some time away to talk to your peers, learn more about AI, agentic, and all the other cool stuff that kids are talking about, just roll over to resourcingleaders.co and sign up today.
Nice. Have you been to Cambridge?
I've not yet.
Are you going to spend some time there, or just in the space between, if you will?
Yeah, it depends on how much time we have in country. So I got to take a look. There's a lot of events that are coming up, so pretty stoked.
Yeah, it's cool. There's Newton's apple tree is there. You can enjoy a punting boat ride, I think it's called. There's a nice ghost tour.
Love a good ghost tour.
Yeah,
love a good
pleasant.
When you go on the ghost tour, is there anything like the ghost apple? I mean, because Newton's there. I mean, is there any Newton-ish kind of ghosts?
Did you know Isaac Newton died poor? This is a total side note.
Really?
It's something I learned.
No clue.
There was a stock. I don't know, a meme stock in the day, the South something company. Anyway, it spiked in price. Newton bought a bunch. It went up again and crashed. And Sir Isaac Newton died. I don't want to say penniless, but very poor. And people don't know that story about him. It can happen to the smartest people out there. He wasn't listening to Chad and Cheese and advice on companies and what's going on. He wasn't into listening to our topics, which leads us to topics. No, I did not have Sir Isaac Newton on my bingo card.
I did not either.
All right, Chad. Phenom has acquired Be Applied, a developer of AI-driven cognitive assessment solutions to enhance its skills-based hiring infrastructure. The acquisition will integrate adaptive assessments into Phenom's AI platform to validate candidate capabilities and reduce hiring bias. Terms were not disclosed.
Surprise.
All right, Chad. Big deal, little deal, or no deal, Phenom acquires Be Applied.
Yeah, I think it's a deal. Let's put it that way. Skills-based hiring structure. I mean, so many times vendors talk at a PhD level about their products when in reality, you should be talking to us like we're in the 6th grade, right? Like we're 12 years old. So, for the listeners out there, I'd like to do a little bit of that for myself, right? So I can better understand this. So if you just stick with me here. So the Be Applied cognitive-based assessments. Well, cognitive-based assessments refers to an evaluation of an individual's mental abilities, such as memory, reasoning, attention, and language, to understand how their brain processes information. So these assessments are used across diverse fields to predict performance, identify impairments, or tailor different, development strategies. I'm a huge proponent of assessing skills that are specific to the job, use of systems, troubleshooting, problem solving, much like our buddy Quincy Valencia was talking about when she brought up Tadio in her last interview last week. A platform that focuses on proving actual skills that an individual can do what they say they can do. And that's a big reason why, I started advising Tadio a few years ago. But unlike Tadio's methods, over the years, cognitive tests have demonstrated significant demographic bias, legal and ethical risks, and a negative impact on candidate experience. And I don't know if that's the case with Be Applied personally, because I haven't audited it. Let's just say that. But it's always something that keeps me away from most cognitive assessment vendors, right? Needless to say, this company has been around for a good amount of years, right? And has skills, jobs-based tests, which, again, I'm more focused on the jobs-based. Is it actually necessary for the job, or is it something that you want just to kick somebody out? It'll be interesting how Phenom pulls this into their ecosystem, what they use and what they don't use. So I think much like their last acquisition, there's a lot, as we had said, this is a time of consolidation. There's going to be a lot of this. And Phenom, obviously, they're out there on the clearance rack and they're picking stuff up. Good for them. Good for them. Let's see how they use it, though. That's the big key.
60% of the time, it works every time.
So I have two sides of this coin. I'll start with Be Applied. They just call it Applied. I don't know where the B comes in. They just needed it to get the URL, I guess. But yes, you're right. This company's been around for 10 years. Yeah. They're VC backed, pretty modest 2.4 million, a little over 2.4 million invested, which I guess in 2016 was a pretty good nut. They ran out of time. Like 10 years with VC is a really long time. So they were getting to that end of the road anyway, that they needed to liquidate this thing. 2 years ago, they had 32 employees. Yeah. Nice little business, nice little startup on a nice trajectory. As of the sale date, they had 13 employees. Yeah. So if you're good at math, 32 is a lot more than 13. So this was not a company on a growth trajectory. They were cutting costs. People were like, this is a sinking boat. I'm out of here. Little thing that I look at is what's going on their social media.
Oh, nothing.
It's a dead giveaway. If you have a Twitter account and there's nothing on it, like it's a dead giveaway that there ain't shit going on at your company. Particularly today when there's AI tools to like automate posts and shit. The last Instagram post from Be Applied was in March of 24. That should tell you that the lights were off. There might have been some people home, but the lights were off. So as far as I'm concerned, the VCs were like, let's go get rid of this. Maybe there was a connection to Phenom and they started selling this thing, started getting on the phone, and Phenom bit and acquired this company. I have no idea about their technology. I don't think I've ever seen them at a conference or that we've talked to them. They're in London, so I don't remember them ever being at RecFest. Maybe they were. So there's nothing there. I can't really speak to their technology. Now, to Phenom seems to be like a poor man's Workday in terms of strategy. They're like, okay, we got to be like Workday, but we don't have Workday dollars. We can't buy Paradox. And like, so let's go to Marshall's, let's go to Ross and see what we can get. And they seem to be scooping up these companies that are on deep discount. Don't diss Goodwill. They do a good service. Anyway.
They do. I wasn't dissing them.
Look, there are pre-Chat GPT companies and there are post-Chat GPT companies, and Phenom is very much in that pre-Chat GPT world. The software universe, as we know, is under pressure. Valuing these companies, and Phenom, if it's happening to Salesforce, it's happening to Workday, or it's happening to Phenom, and their investors are saying we need to get some value into this company. So let's go buy some AI businesses, some skills assessment businesses. When you watch the video on Phenom from, I think it's Mahi, is their CEO talking about his acquisition. It's kind of sad. It's kind of like he was in between lunch and like a meeting, and they pulled him in to do this video, and it almost looks like a hostage video.
That's some mayo on his
It's just
chin.
like I can't really do it justice. You just got to go out, and if you want to go search the Phenom video of the announcement. And yes, it's a sad. I don't know if the background is the real background, or it's it's one of the preconditioned backgrounds. But it's bad. So in short, I think this was a company that had no other options. They're probably really lucky that they cashed out a little bit on Phenom, and for Phenom, it's like. I don't want to say desperation, but man, we got to like justify our valuation. Yeah. Their annual conference is coming up. I'm interested to see who shows up, what kind of buzz it gets, what kind of, heat it.
They spend a lot of money on it. They spend a lot of money on it.
For Philly. Yeah. It's a lot of money. I am Phenom.
Are you
Let's go.
Dissing Philly? Oh, that hurts. Oh,
I love Philly. It's just not a high rent district. It's not a high rent neighborhood. It's not a high rent neighborhood.
Well, we talked about this last week with Workday, right? I mean, the market today is not reality, but yet we're still getting pressure, and Workday is getting pressure. And even though Phenom is not a public company, they're still going to get pressure from it, right? Mm-hmm. Because that is what's driving the mindset of all these organizations, especially companies who want to buy. And for me, it's not real. But unfortunately, these CEOs have to act like it's real, and they have to react like it's real. So, yeah, I mean, again, being able to buy these companies on the cheap, why not? Especially if they've got good tech. I think, and I've told many startups that I've talked to, there are so many startups that die, not because they have bad product. They've got amazing product. It's because their go-to-market is shit. And this is for all my European startups that are out there that I love you to death. You guys generally do half-assed go-to-market compared to US companies because of the type of money that they actually get in seed, pre-seed, and seed and Series A. Now, it's not your fault, obviously, because the EU has to do a much better job of coming together to be able to pull some money. But at the end of the day, go-to-market is generally the thing that kills these organizations. They might have amazing tech, amazing smart founders, but they just don't have the go-to-market.
Mm-hmm. Well, I will delegate all of our European commentary to you, since you are the European on the show. Look,
I love you all.
The pressure is real. Workday downgraded today as we record this. The market is not impressed with the new CEO or the strategy around specifically the AI companies that they've acquired. The market is not convinced. So Phenom is sort of a mini Workday, and I think they're under immense pressure. They've raised a ton of money.
Over the last 2 years, their revenue is up like 35%.
Workday, yeah.
Yeah.
We don't know.
It's like 35. It's like, that's real.
It's the future, man. People are convinced the future, and we'll get to the future with some other. Stay with us, kids. We'll talk about the future. If you want to really feel like, jumping off a building. All right, let's move on to LinkedIn. They've reportedly undergone a major shift in the marketing strategy over there due to significant declines in organic search traffic driven by the rise of AI-powered search tools like ChatGPT. They apparently suffered a 60% drop in B2B non-brand awareness-driven traffic despite maintaining strong organic rankings. Maybe traditional advertising will help, as this new ad is now hitting the airwaves, Chad. Check it out.
LinkedIn is pretty amazing at helping you grow your small business. We cannot stop you from outgrowing your conference room.
Good job, everybody.
LinkedIn, be in there.
It can help you sell, market, and hire all in one place. It cannot help if that place is also where Justin keeps his juice maker. And while we can't decide how your team spends their lunch break, LinkedIn can help your small business efficiently grow so they can have lunch breaks.
All right, Chad, what's your take on all things LinkedIn this week?
I'm going to go with the funny ads first. Okay. So for all of those people throughout the years that would comment on other people's posts or even create their own posts themselves about content that they believe did not belong on LinkedIn while clutching their pearls, all I have to say is ha, ha, ha. And now you can fuck right off. I love it. And it's like from a social media standpoint, I mean, yes, LinkedIn's been it was branded as a professional network at one time. Nobody can tell me how to be a professional, right? And that is my space. But there are always people on LinkedIn, these influencers or whatever the hell they called themselves at the time, LinkedIn experts on how you should actually treat your LinkedIn. Well, I am me and I will treat it the way that I fucking want to. And I love watching it go from the professional network to, battle bots at lunch. That's fucking awesome. So all of you again who told all of us that we couldn't say or do what we wanted on LinkedIn, you can fuck right off. The abandoning SEO side of the house. So with the Gartner predicting a 50% drop in traditional search volume by 2028 and 94% of B2B buying groups already using AI, the keyword first strategy is dead. To me, the research that LinkedIn did was very insightful and literally something that we're going to have to say over and over and over and over and beat into every employer's head. Because they've got to get it. Content is queen. It is the strongest player on the board. You have to see everything as, and treat everything as content. So something that I love about Gemini is that I can feed YouTube videos in there, right? So this isn't just text. This is also audio. This is video. This is all the way around. So I do love. No, I'm not drinking the LinkedIn Kool-Aid. Don't do it.
Are you sure? Because it's cherry flavored. I think it's cherry flavored.
I'm not doing it. Okay. I do like that they're actually trying to push and help people understand. Look, there's another way of doing things. It's not keyword based anymore. It's much different. And they did research and pushed it out. So that was pretty cool. Not too bad by the kids over at LinkedIn.
Yeah. You're
not going to fall for the banana in the tailpipe.
That was transparency that's pretty rare these days. Yeah. And we've talked about no-click search for a long time, and that it's obviously impacting tons of websites. I click a lot less. I'm sure I'm just a small, percentage of what's going on. The kids probably aren't clicking. Look, AI gives you the answer. If I go to Google, I get a summary, and that generally is what I need. Now you can click the little, chain link and see the site, or it'll give you references to what's going on. But apparently LinkedIn is saying not a lot of people are clicking those links. And as a result, SEO has changed. We're hearing a lot more about AEO, answer engine optimization, kids. And some of the sites I talk to, they're getting more and more traffic from ChatGPT and other AI, LLMs, et cetera. But it's clear that if you don't have a strategy, in addition to whatever SEO you're doing it wrong. And you're probably seeing your traffic dip. If you're not on social media, if you're not creating, multimedia videos, I don't tell people to start a podcast, but it is a way to get extra content out there if it is good content. Unfortunately, if it's ZipRecruiter's podcast, it's not good content. But look, the game has changed, and it also makes more important your subscriptions. Email is more important than ever. Direct mail is gaining some steam. SMS marketing, make sure you have a diverse marketing strategy. And LinkedIn is really showing the way, because there's not many more trusted sites like a LinkedIn that's getting really good search results. So if they're struggling, I can't imagine what other sites are doing. On the ad front, I love a funny ad. Our ads in our industry have historically been funny. The monkeys at Career Builder. When I grow up was funny. We do funny pretty well. LinkedIn has traditionally not done funny well, and this is sort of funny. Juicing a celery stick at the workplace is kind of funny, I guess. But what struck me as interesting is the target of SMBs. Because LinkedIn has historically not targeted SMBs. I have waxed poetic about ZipRecruiter dropping the ball on being sort of the brand where SMBs go to post their jobs. They left that space a long time ago, and the world loves a vacuum. So LinkedIn, here we go. Let's fill some of that vacuum. And as we're going to talk about later, white collar jobs are less than they used to be. Those were the sweet spot for LinkedIn. So if LinkedIn is saying like, well, geez, if we think white collar jobs are dying or there's going to be a lot fewer of them in the future, we better focus on SMB jobs and more like essential working jobs, because we don't do that very well. So this is a nice step into that world. We'll see if they can make a dent. Blue collar people joining LinkedIn. I'm not sure that's happening in any big way, but if they can make shit funny, everyone can join in on the fun. That's my comment on LinkedIn, and I'm sticking to it.
That's perfect.
Guys, if you like what you've been hearing, please subscribe on your podcast platform of choice. You can see our ugly mugs on YouTube if you want. Just go to youtube.com/@cheese. We'll be right back to talk a little Google.
Done. I think we'll cover speed and hiring.
Did somebody say speed? Then buckle up, boys. You're about to learn how to hire fast.
Who is that?
Vetty Betty. From Vetty, the hiring acceleration platform. Come on, man, keep up. What's up, Betty?
Hey, Chad. Vetty makes high compliance hiring easy. Background checks, licensing verifications, and health screenings, all in one place. Real-time updates, no red tape, and no delays. Hiring managers can move fast, stay smooth, and close the deal.
So they just sit back and watch. Hell, I could watch this all day.
That's right. Relax, enjoy the view, and don't lose the hire. It's that simple. With Vetty, it's all taken care of before they can even catch their breath.
Best lesson ever.
Class dismissed, boys. Vetty. Hiring as it should be. Visit vetty.co to learn more.
All right, Chad, hat tip to fanboy and SEO junkie Alexander Tchaikovsky for finding sponsored results when searching for jobs on Google for Jobs. He saw links to job descriptions being advertised by Indeed in Munich, and other Europeans are reporting similar findings. Quick reminder, Chad, Google is not a charity. Your take on the recent development of ads on Google for Jobs.
Yeah, it just looks like they flipped on the monetization switch. I mean, also like someone forgot to flip on the monetization switch at some time. Like, oh, turn that on. But this makes damn good sense because all of the large language models are spending tons of cash. They are burning cash. And knowing Gemini isn't less costly, Google's going to be turning on all the revenue engines that they can. So this is a great way to monetize and pay for the coming Gemini jobs elements that I'm sure is going to be blending with Google for Jobs in the pipeline, right? So we've already heard about ChatGPT's version, like the unimaginative, got to sign into your Indeed account first, and then it just sends you to a job on Indeed. We'll call that the basic bitch version, Indeed version. But there are other versions that are out there. I just saw yesterday an amazing pilot where hiring companies...
Are you dropping a history lesson? Is
a history lesson coming? I'm getting there. I'm getting there.
I smell it.
No.
All right.
You can feel it. Oh, see, we've been together too long. But I just saw a pilot yesterday where hiring companies will be able to feed their jobs directly into ChatGPT. Candidates can search for the company's jobs and then apply into the ATS using an agent, not going through the forms and all that other bullshit, but using their own agent specific to the company that's built for that company. It's fucking cool. And it's all cool. But why is all of this important? Now it's time for a history lesson.
Time for a history lesson.
Okay, kids, back in the late aughts, when talent acquisition couldn't spell SEO, Indeed literally stole the search results page away from actual hiring companies. So when you would do a branded search for jobs like Coca-Cola jobs, Google would serve up links to Indeed, not Coca-Cola. Why? Because TA didn't understand the power of search optimization. And it took some hiring companies over 10 years to win back their top search results, back from Indeed, their own names. They had to win back from Indeed. Now, we have a similar type of a situation from an optimization on the AI side of the house. But instead of search optimization, much as you had said, answer engine, AI optimization, whatever you want to call it, Indeed is creating apps within the LLMs, and they are trying to steal those results away in ChatGPT, in Claude, in Gemini, for all of the big brands that are out there. So if you're listening to me today and you are a brand, Indeed is trying to fucking drink your milkshake right fucking now, right? So job seekers will go to them instead of you, right? Companies can't allow this to happen. So you're going to have to, listen up, instead of losing like you did on Google and Indeed took all your traffic, on Claude, on ChatGPT, and on Gemini, you're going to have to build apps that actually engage those large language models. I saw one demonstrated yesterday. I know that they're coming out into the market. So get ready for due diligence, because you're going to want to have your own app within ChatGPT, within these large language models, that you don't have to go and like navigate and find. You literally, there's different search text functionality that does it. But you're going to want to do that now, because if you lose it again, you're going to have to go back to Indeed and spend more money with them instead of keeping it to yourself.
Ma, the meatloaf! Fuck!
Chad, what do I say every time we do the prediction show? There are no wrong predictions.
That's right.
They just haven't happened yet.
Hasn't happened yet. Yeah.
I don't know how. I don't know if we both predicted this at one point or just one. But yeah, Google monetizing Google for Jobs was a layup. It's easy for them to do. I'm surprised it took this long. Although going back to the LinkedIn story, there are fewer people clicking shit, which means they're clicking fewer ads, which means Google is like, how do we put more ads in there? What's an easy button for more ads? Oh, jobs, classifieds.
Everywhere.
That's an easy one, right? So herein enters paid ads on Google. Does not surprise me. In fact, I have a history lesson of my own, Chad.
Oh. Time for a history lesson.
Some of the younger viewers won't know that I was an SEO in a previous life and loved it and was pretty successful at it. And I remember a conversation probably in 2004 with one of my mentors, Paul Elliott, who doesn't listen to the show. But anyway, Paul, shout out to you. I remember a conversation with Paul when he made a statement. Google, I think, had just fairly recently come out with their pay-per-click stuff. And he said, there will be a day when everything on Google is an ad. It's paid for by somebody. And I was like, come on, you remember the days when there were no ads on Google, right? Or the ads they did have were highlighted in purple and green and crazy colors and shit. Like, you're like, oh, come on. Google's great because it's good organic. Well, let's fast forward 20 years. Everything organic is below the fold with Google. We didn't even envision AI stuff back then. And here we are with jobs. Like, it's all going to be paid shit. And in the screenshots that I saw, everything above the fold is an ad on jobs. And this is where we are now. So the good news is Indeed's going to have to spend more money. ZipRecruiter doesn't have any money, so I don't know what the hell they're going to do with their ad spend. More LinkedIn ads, more ads everywhere, everybody. So it does not surprise me at all. What I do find interesting is now when you search before the actual job description, you just see the listing and then where the primary spot is for that job. However, Google decides that. So you're not initially seeing a lot of options until you click on a job, but then you go so they're moving you towards more ads. I think they want you to click more ads. And this is just where Google is. They are not a charity people. They are here to make money.
Never have been.
They're here to make money. Which is good because pretty soon no one's going to have money, which leads us to our next story, which, my God, we are just all screwed, everybody.
So you get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir.
All right, Chad, the narrative around white-collar jobs going extinct escalated this week thanks to some pretty smart people. Ex-presidential candidate Andrew Yang took to Substack to say AI, quote, will kick millions of white-collar workers to the curb in the next 12 to 18 months, end quote. Not to be outdone, Microsoft AI CEO Mustafa Suleyman said all white-collar work will be automated by AI in 18 months. Chad, what's your take on all these naysayers predicting the death of white-collar work? And is podcast host considered a white-collar job?
Oh, God, that's a very good question. Well, we'll say no, just for the sake of this conversation.
There might
keep
be a
anxiety
problem,
down,
boys.
There's been so much contradiction of research and information, and AI is not working, and AI is going to take everybody's jobs, and blah blah. Nobody
knows
knows
what
this
show.
Yeah, nobody knows what to believe, right? So, whether you're a true believer like Microsoft's AI CEO, Mustafa Suleyman, or just one of those, AI Kool-Aid drinkers, which I think we all are.
You're on the Kool-Aid today.
I think it's important to go over how smart vendor companies could make widespread AI adoption actually happen, because we're seeing reports like MIT saying, CEOs aren't seeing any ROI. Well, there's a reason why they're not seeing ROI. We keep talking about how AI isn't giving us the ROI. Well, that's because we're using it as a tool instead of an integrated part of the system. What's the difference? A tool, very simply, workers have to manually engage the AI, right? I want to write something up. I've got to go to ChatGPT. I have to write it up, right? I have a job description. Well, I post the job description. It goes directly into Poetry, our friends over Adam Gordon and Stephen McGrath. It automatically sucks in the job description, and it creates all these assets and gives it right back to me. I didn't have to do any of that shit. I didn't have to prompt it. I didn't have to do any of that stuff, right? That's the second part. AI as a part of the system, right? It picks up and does the heavy lifting for you without you having to even lift a fucking finger, for God's sakes. Now, imagine if you break all that down, all those tasks down into an AI system, and the AI can actually execute those tasks. This is going to be different from company to company, position to position, as cultures are different. So, there's going to be different complexity for some jobs. But the point is, vendors who are smart will build the AI as an integrated part of the system instead of just tools. And if you do that, Mustafa's prediction and how it will be carried out will be much clearer. It will be seen much clearer. Every time I hear somebody say, well, how's a recruiter going to use it? I automatically think you're missing the fucking point. A recruiter shouldn't be using it. It should be happening in the background. It should be engaging and actually taking tasks off the plate, right? So for me, it's just that simple. That's how technology, that's how AI, that's how automation and agents are literally going to take over in the background if we execute. If we execute in that manner. If we're creating tools, I think we're fucked. If we're creating integrated systems, then I think we're going to blow up. It's going to be pretty amazing from maybe not a job standpoint, but from a stock market standpoint for maybe a work day.
And are podcasters okay? Are we safe?
I think we're fine. I mean, personally,
I feel like I'm taking crazy pills.
I've listened to some of these automated podcasts where they're created. They've generated the ChatGPT script, and it's fed into, Notebook LLM, and they're sterile. They're boring. They're like most other podcasts, right? I think you have to bring character. You have to bring expertise. You have to, nuance. It's going to be
History
what it
lessons.
is. Yes, exactly. They don't give you a history
No
lesson,
history
and if
lessons.
they do,
They don't have Scottish sound bites for everybody.
They don't have shirtless Scotsmen.
I'll also add, I just remembered one of the Anthropic security heads, I think, quit to do poetry. People who should know are either making really wild statements or doing things to really upend their life as they know it. I'm with you, dude. Fear, uncertainty, and doubt is real. I can read this and be like, we're screwed, or I can listen to an interview that we've done and say, oh, well, it's just because the Fed rates are fucked up. or you know, like, are we overhired and we're just recalibrating that? I mean, everything makes sense when you hear it, but the more and more smart people, I mean, these aren't crazy cat ladies on the corner. Like, these are people with real credentials. And they're scared to death. So I don't know what to think other than keep doing what I do. I know AI has made us more efficient. I know that it makes us produce more stuff and save more time and get back a lot of our lives. And maybe that's where we're going. We'll just have chocolates and bourbon every day and just have the notes and everything done, and we'll just read it. But
I already do that.
But you know what makes me think historically. Oh my God! Are we going to do another history lesson?
Oh God!
I love the soundbite so much.
History lesson.
In the 1930s, 20% of the jobs in this country, the U.S., were agriculture jobs. Flash freezing became a technology, bird's eye, around the 1920s, which I'm not a scientist. Basically allowed you to freeze produce and have it taste fresh, like it wasn't soggy and moldy or whatever, which I guess would have been the case beforehand. So when that technology came out, there were doomsayers talking about the end of agriculture and so many jobs were going to disappear.
Right.
Well, sure enough, fast forward to today, and under 2% of jobs in the U.S. are agriculture based. So you could basically say 20% of the jobs from 1930 are gone because of this technology. Now, it's been a while since the 1930s, 100 years, and maybe this change will happen a lot quicker and people will have to adapt a lot faster. Yeah. But we can survive if something really bad does happen. The world wasn't always an 8-hour work day. The world wasn't always 5 days a week that you worked. I mean, like, things will change and we'll adapt, hopefully. But this shit is scary, but there is some scientific historical relevance to say, like, we will survive. I think the pain is going to be real for a period of time, and maybe we'll adjust and adapt out of it. I don't see a future where we're all on our Oculus headsets, Ready Player One style, and living in trailers stacked upon each other in Columbus, Ohio. But I could be wrong. The good news is, Chad, we probably won't be alive to see the demise of humanity. It'll be something our kids will get to view, probably.
Yeah, I have heard many naysayers in that is saying that's agriculture. That's one industry. That's one segment. This is across all segments, which could be more scary, right? But again, I think there are opportunities for growth in those industries. I hope so, and I also hope that we get an equalization or something that actually helps. It's going to have to be the government that actually forces higher pay, because when people get paid more, they spend it on stuff, you know? And as we see wages not grow, because they have not been growing with regard to inflation versus, you know, the upper echelon, the fucking executives. If that money is finally gotten down to the people who are going to pay for stuff, then that churns the economy. So, I mean, we have answers to fix this shit. We just have to fix it.
Yeah. They're not vibe coding at Arby's, just so you know, Chad. I know you're concerned about your roast beef getting automated, maybe making it.
Yeah, maybe guys, 3D printed.
Guys, if you haven't left us a review, what are you doing? Let us know what you think, good or bad. We love to hear from you.
Do you love the history lesson? That's the question.
Yeah. Do you love us? Because we love you.
So you posted a new job ad. Now you can sit back and wait for the applications to roll in, right? That's why we built JobPixel. Imagine showing candidates why your company is great with real people, real stories, and real culture. With JobPixel, it's not just another job ad. It's an invitation to something much bigger.
Video gives you a 3 times better response rate. So instead of chasing after candidates, they'll be coming to you.
And with a 34% boost in conversions, candidates aren't just looking, they're applying.
And if you're worried about people clicking away, don't be. Our videos reduce bounce rates by 25%. That means they're watching, they're engaged, and they're interested.
282% more engagement. Yeah, you're going to need a bigger inbox.
Finding the right candidate is tough, but with JobPixel, it doesn't have to be. Show your company's authentic story, and the candidates will follow.
Let's make recruiting fun again, because honestly, it could use some help.
Do you want to see how JobPixel can save you time and money while achieving your KPIs? Schedule a demo today.
Have we sounded like old crotchety fuckers in this show? I feel like
get off my line,
you history lessons.
I think
kids. We're gonna have to cap the history lessons per show.
All right. Well, we're bringing the red meat regardless. Let's talk about Indeed. They've updated their smart screening product. They've temporarily suspended the third-party license verification feature to facilitate, quote, more enhancements. During this time, clients won't be charged for their smart screening subscription. Chad, what's Indeed up to with all these updates and these failure to launches?
Yeah, I think some people in the industry have been confused, and I appreciate and understand the confusion. But I wanted to talk about this for one single reason, the confusion, because throwing spaghetti at the wall doesn't equal innovation. Taking advantage of customers with quote unquote new, that's right, air quotes kids, new sales models doesn't equal innovation. And creating half-assed tech and launching it to the world and then having to reel it back in doesn't equal innovation. We all need to recalibrate how we think about Indeed. Because remember, after being bought by Recruit Holdings, Indeed is proving to us on a daily basis they are not a tech company. They are a staffing company with shitty tech.
Ouch. Which is weird because we had a hidden camera and microphone in the boardroom. And here's some unreleased Deco Audible. Check this out.
I'm the best there is, plain and simple. I mean, I wake up in the morning, I piss excellence.
So I don't think they think there's a problem, Chad. I don't know.
I'm sure they do.
I had a little bit different take on this, and maybe it's because Eightfold is on the brain. But if you look at the smart screening product on Indeed's website, it says the following, and I quote, Indeed Smart Screening screens and scores candidates based on your objective criteria, then delivers them directly to your ATS so your team can evaluate the right candidates faster. Do I smell sort of a black box grading thing going on, or some potential risks there to Indeed and saying, hey, let's back off of this and figure it out before this Eightfold thing happens? If they are taking data of profiles and mixing them up and giving you scores, like that is a potential threat to Indeed. As I think we believe it's a threat to everybody who's doing anything like that, which is probably 80% of our industry.
But and again, teaser. So you'll hear this when you listen to the Rachel Dempsey interview. Is that, and this is the funny part. What you just read is out there in the open. It's the marketing. It's the sales. This is when Towards Justice wanted to create this suit and do their research against Eightfold. All they had to do was look at their patents and look at their marketing material. And that really put them in a jam. And when I mean them, I mean Eightfold. The same thing with Indeed. The shit that they sell, they spin, they say they can do, that's going to come back prospectively and bite them in the ass, especially when they're talking about disposition data. They start talking about this. Any company that is talking about taking disposition data right now on a grand scale, there are many companies right now that are doing it by like almost like a consultancy to be able to clean up data, to be able to give companies specific signals that's their client, kind of like an agency, right? But if you're doing it like Indeed and you're coercing broad spectrums of companies to give you that disposition data, you could be fucked pretty quickly. Ouch.
Yeah, this case is one to watch, and we will continue to be reporting on it. Doing the good work.
Yes.
like the good dad jokes that we are always doing on this show. Chad, this one is Olympics themed.
Oh, okay.
What's the problem with the Winter Olympics, Chad?
The winter?
They always start okay, but then they go downhill fast. It's a slippery slope, unfortunately.
It's a slippery slope. Yeah. It's a slippery slalom.
Go USA. We out.
We out.
Thank you for listening to, what's it called? A podcast. The Chad. The Cheese. Brilliant. They talk about recruiting. They talk about technology. But most of all, they talk about nothing. Just a lot of shout-outs of people you don't even know. And yet you're listening. It's incredible. And not one word about cheese. Not one. Cheddar. Blue. Nacho. Pepper jack. Swiss. So many cheeses and not one word. So weird. Anywho, be sure to subscribe today on iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, or wherever you listen to your podcasts. That way you won't miss an episode. And while you're at it, visit www.chadcheese.com. Just don't expect to find any recipes for grilled cheese. It's so weird. We out!